That will cover about 2/3 of the tuition at the average public college or university. And finally, we need to help families who find themselves in a debt spiral that's out of control. To make sure that Americans know what they're signing up for, I'll institute a 5-star rating system to inform consumers about the level of risk involved in every credit card. We'll establish a credit card Bill of Rights that will ban unilateral changes to a credit card agreement. Ban interest rate changes to debt that's already been incurred, and ban interest on late fees. Americans need to pay what they owe, but they should pay what's fair, not what fattens the profits of some credit card companies. The same principle should apply to our bankruptcy laws. When I'm president, we'll reform our bankruptcy laws so that we give Americans who find themselves in debt, oftentimes because of tragedies that they had no control over, a second chance. We'll make sure that if you can demonstrate that you went bankrupt because of medical expenses, then you can relieve that debt and get back on your feet. And I'll make sure that CEOs can't dump pensions on the one hand while they connect bonuses and golden parachutes for themselves on the other. That's an outrage. It's time we had a president who knew that that was an outrage. Those are the steps that we can help to take a little bit of pressure off working families when it comes to rising costs. But we still need to make sure that families are working. And so I've also put forth a set of policies that will help create millions of new jobs and entire new industries. I'll start by passing the Patriot Employer Act that I've been fighting for ever since I got to the Senate. We will end tax breaks to companies that ship jobs overseas and provide tax breaks to companies that are investing in the United States and doing right by their workers. We'll also invest in American jobs by investing in America, by rebuilding our roads and our bridges. I've proposed a national, New Orleans too. I proposed a national infrastructure reinvestment bank that will invest $60 billion over 10 years and will generate nearly 2 million new jobs, many of them in the construction industry that's been hard hit by the housing crisis we're facing. In addition, we've got to do more to create the green jobs that are the jobs of the 21st century. So my energy plan starts by capping the emission of greenhouse gases that are causing global warming, charging carbon polluters. That will generate billions of dollars. We're going to then invest $150 billion over 10 years into establishing a green energy sector that will create up to 5 million new jobs over the next 2 decades. Jobs that pay well and can be outsourced. And we will provide funding to help manufacturers convert to green technology and help workers learn the skills they need for these new jobs. Now, we all know that this must be done in a responsible way, without adding to the already obscene debt that has grown by $4 trillion under George Bush. We cannot build our future on a credit card issued by the Bank of China. That is why I will pay for every part of this job creation agenda by ending this war in Iraq that has cost us billions of dollars, by closing tax loopholes for corporations, by putting a price on carbon pollution, and by ending George Bush's tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans. But in the end, enacting this agenda won't just require an investment. It will require a new spirit of cooperation and innovation and shared sacrifice. We're going to have to remind ourselves that we rise and fall as one nation. that a country in which only a few prosper is antithetical to our ideals and to our democracy. And that those of us who have benefited greatly from the blessings of this country have a solemn obligation to open the doors of opportunity not just to our own children, but to every child. That's the kind of vision I have for this country. That's the kind of vision I have for this country, and that's the kind of vision that I hope to bring into reality when I'm President of the United States of America. All right, so those are sort of some preliminary remarks. I now want to just spend some time listening and learning from you. We've got microphones in the audience. Raise your hand. We will